Hey everybody, it's time for week 14 picks, starting with the Vikings against the Cardinals Thursday night. I think just the Cardinals have the better defense and a more experienced quarterback, and especially with them playing at home, they're going to come out on top 17 to 10. Next, we have the Seahawks taking on the Ravens. The Seahawks have really been making a statement the last few weeks, and I think they're going to continue making a statement, having a very big victory at a score of 24 to 7. Next, we have the 49ers against the Browns. This is really a pointless game. No playoff intentions. It's pretty much just who's going to be the number one pick. And I think the Browns are going to come out on top in this game with a score of 13 to 10. Next, we have the Lions going up against the Rams. The Lions really have been doing much better the last month or so, even though they had a very big loss against the Packers last week. I still think they're going to come out on top this week and win 14-13. Next, we have the Titans against the Jets. They both had big victories last week, but the Jets have playoff implications, and I think that's going to help them pull forward and win this game 20 to 10. Next, we got the Steelers against the Bengals. With the Patriots losing last week, the Bengals now have first place in the AFC, and they're going to keep it that way with a statement victory with a score of 20 to 17. Next, we have a Colts against the Jaguars. The Colts are really trying to keep that division lead, and I think they're going to keep it with a score of 21-14. Next, we got the Chargers against the Chiefs. The Chargers have not been playing as well as everyone thought they would at the beginning of the season, and they just don't have that good of a defense, and I think the Chiefs are going to exploit that with a 24-17 victory. Next, we have the Redskins against the Bears. The Redskins really had a big loss last week to the Cowboys, and that just left their entire division wide open, and I think they're going to lose the lead in the division with the Bears coming out on top 17-7. Next, we have the undefeated Panthers playing against the Falcons. The Falcons have been on a downward spiral ever since they started 5-0, and I think they're going to keep going that way, and I think the Panthers are going to stay undefeated, winning by a score of 24-10. Next, we got the Saints taking on the Bucks. Last time these two teams faced, Jameis Winston came out on top, and that was in New Orleans. So I think now that he's going to be back home playing, I think that's going to help him out with a score of 24-14 victory. Next, we got the Raiders taking on the Broncos. Brock Osweiler is still going to be starting for the Broncos, and he's been doing decently, really helping lead this team to victories the last few weeks. And I think he will help this team lead, but I think the defense is going to help make this team win, having 2, maybe even 3 turnovers, and coming out on top 28-14. Next, we got the Cowboys taking on the Packers. The Packers had a huge victory last week against the Lions with that Hail Mary pass and taking the lead in the division. And I think they're going to extend that lead with a huge score against a struggling Cowboys team with no real starting quarterback with a score of 27-9. Next, we got the Patriots taking on the Texans. Patriots have lost 2 in a row for the first time in about 3 years, I believe. And I think they're going to end that streak to make a statement that they're not to be messed with. And just because they have injuries, they still have Tom Brady at quarterback, and they're going to win 24-7. And last is the Monday night game, the Giants against the Dolphins. I think after a heartbreaking overtime loss to the Jets last week, but still with the division up for grabs, they're going to have a big victory and take the lead in the division with a score of 13 to 10. All right, those are my picks, and I'll see you guys next week.